going on, guys? This is Dean from Wafflypie, and we're back for more Kerbal Space Program. So I've gone ahead and I made Interceptor Mark II, different than the Mark I in the fact that it has a heat shield as well as robotic controls. So we don't have to worry about it having people on, as well as it comes equipped with a set of parachutes. Because of the ablative heat shield, it does end up being quite a bit heavier than the original, and so I did have to expend quite a bit of fuel getting it up into orbit, and that's why I have to use RCS to do the rendezvous. But this model should be enough to get it down onto the ground. I'm just going to go ahead and dock with this, and then and then we can go do something else. Coming pretty close. Ooh, almost touching it. And actually I need to switch to that. Oh, great. To switch to this, please. Okay. Open that shield, go back. Target the shield. Okay, worked pretty well on its own, so. Now we have the engine to help us, and so we're going to go ahead and control from here. Go retrograde. Can go ahead and shroud here, or not. Okay, so it turns out that I've actually staged this a little wrong, and this is supposed to have been left behind. And I can't jettison the heat shield because that is going to remove whatever. It's going to remove whatever's on the bottom of the heat shield, which is the rest of the ship. So I guess that bottom bit will just have to burn off. But we put it here, and we should actually have enough fuel to land over here on this landmass. Well, not. Well, yeah, we are landing, but not by means of the rocket. We are doing this with the help of. So the engines aren't enough. Oh, great! And now it did the. Yeah. Oh, and I can't refocus it. Game works perfectly every time. But we can't do what's called maneuvers, so I have to do this by eye here. Okay. I want it to be going this way. And then with the 2 remaining units of fuel. Okay. So the parachutes are deployed, and now we need to be flying pro. And hopefully, I don't need to use the rockets at all to slow it down. Let's just accelerate into the atmosphere. And now accelerate physically a little bit into the thicker atmosphere. It's shaking around quite a bit, which is not something that I would like to happen, but it's okay. And the atmosphere, as well as the rotation of carbon, should... well, actually, we might be landing in the ocean now that I look at it. I very overestimated or underestimated the length of a Kerbin day. But maybe we can angle the ship to land on that. I doubt it, though. So the parachutes are unsafe to deploy, which is good. We don't want them deploying until they're safe. And hopefully, I can't check on the core temperature there, but a little bar should be showing up soon, telling me that they are burning up. Because this over here is garbage. And I would have liked it to have deployed the shroud so that we could get the ablative effect going on, but that didn't work out properly. Yeah, see, there's the bar there. And unfortunately, that is going to blow up. And that might jostle around some of the equipment that we have on board. And it might cause some other things to overheat that we don't want. Can I get like a lift effect going on here? Oh, the chutes have destroyed by aero forces actually because of heat. Okay. Let's disarm these. The other one just got destroyed as well, didn't it? Great. Well, we'll be landing on one parachute this time. Let's deploy that chute. Hopefully it'll slow us down significantly, getting a little big G-force. My EVA? Oh, I can. Just barely. We can repack that chute. Repack that chute. Can we repack the back one? We can. Let's get back on board and deploy that one. It's been destroyed by aero forces and heat. Oh, even if you repack them, they're gone forever. Oh, that's not good. Okay, well, brace for impact, I guess. And he died. He actually died there. So mission unsuccessful, I suppose. Which, yeah. Well, Neden's death was not in vain because now I know that you shouldn't deploy parachutes until you're ready. So, let's head back to the Space Center. So this is, it's a little bit bigger than a couple of the larger things that I've made. It is the Duna Journey Core. And so this is the main piece that we're going to be sending to Duna. And I think that it is a good time to start on that mission. Mainly because if we don't get to that soon, then we're not going to do it ever. Which would be a shame, because there is way too much to this game for me to ever explore in its entirety. And one of the things that I would like to do fairly soon is visit some other planets, and we're actually going fairly fast here. And so Duna, I believe, is the easiest one to get to. It might be Eve, but Duna is definitely the easiest one to return from, because if you go to Eve, you're probably not going to end up taking off again, because it has a very thick atmosphere and strong gravitational field. This upper stage here does come equipped with nuclear atomic engines, and that would be because nuclear engines are the most efficient. Oh, did that hit? It did. It hit the engine. So that is a failed launch. We're going to have to avert that. But nuclear engines are the most efficient. They have the highest in-vacuum specific impulse of any of the engines, which means that for the same amount of fuel, you're going to be getting a lot farther. However, it does burn them at a bit of a slower rate. It is one of the weaker engines, but that is also contributes to its efficiency, because firing on lower thrust is more efficient. But anyway, I hope that that doesn't happen again, and I'm going to determine what height I should get this to orbit at. Probably about the same as the Delta station, because this is going to end up. It's not going to be so much of a station as it is just a large ship, but yeah, we do have to put it together in orbit because it is going to be fairly massive. Okay, good. Oh, oh no. That's not staged right? That sucks. So the top of this has an ore finder thing here. And no, don't zoom out so much, please. Yeah, okay, I see. It's actually, I need it to be the last one here. Okay. I didn't know that was there. I should have checked that. Anyway, launch 3. I'll meet you guys in orbit. Alright, so I've made it up into orbit. I've relatively circularized it at about 80 by 81. And it was a bit of a shock to me, because I had forgotten that I emptied out this fuel tank to make it lighter, but I did make it. And so I emptied it out so that I could put an extra tank on it, and then fill it up and dump the tank, and then put a full tank on. But so that's good for that. Now let's send up the next one. Which I think I will do just an engine, like 4 more nuclear engines, because it is better to pull than to push when you're talking about a big, long, snaky thing. because when you're on the back and you're pushing, like if I had just put one of the main sails, or one of these big ones here, then the top could get like kind of wobbly, but when you're pulling it, it can only go. I'll put up this engine block and then we'll call it, and we'll finish it in the next episode. But this one is a bit lighter, as it doesn't have the solid fuel booster, but it does have a full tank here. So I'm actually going to check to see. Okay, well, I mean, it's pretty bare bones as far as the staging goes. I did actually have to restart that last one again because the engines on the ore scanner were active, so I didn't want those being wasted. Although, I mean, it's 30 units of fuel, I could have just filled it up, but whatever. Actually, I'm going to have to restart this one too, because it does not have proper strutting on it, so the engines are going to wobble around. But that should not take very long. I could just do this, and then put that there, and then that should be good. So save that and launch. Alright, that's looking a lot better. So I'll go dock this on, and then I'll do the outro, and that'll be about it. Bloop. Okay, so I think I have this lined up pretty well. I don't want these to cross over each other, which is why I have it in that kind of X pattern. And we're looking like it's going to be a nice, clean connection here. Yep, just goes right in. And it's looking more like a compound rocket. So I did burn through quite a bit of fuel, and there is something very interesting that I learned about atomic rockets, and that is that they don't use oxidizer anymore. They just use the liquid fuel. So they're more like jet engines now than actual engines, which is it's a good thing to know. Definitely didn't help me at all, because that's just that much more extra mass. But yeah, this actually does look fairly impressive. I didn't think it looked so I guess complex would be the word for it, but just kind of multi-tiered, and I do like how it ended up looking. But this is going to be pretty much how we're getting to Duna. This is the rocket base, and so now I'm gonna send up a, well, not now, but later I'll send up a fuel cell, some crew. There's actually one guy here and no one in there, but I'll send up some landers, and I might think of some other things to send up as well. But until then, that will be something to look forward to. But that is it for today. So, till next time, this has been Dean from Wafflypie. and I'll see you guys next time. Engine to help us, and so we're gonna go ahead and control from here. Maybe we can angle the ship to land on that. I doubt it though. I get like a lift effect going on here. Oh, the chutes have destroyed by arrow forces actually because of heat. Okay.
Far across the distance and